Look at that pink car.
That's what Brady.
I'm recording. Let's go.
Look at that. No.
I want to watch him drive though.
I don't really care what you want to do. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I knew you hate me.
I'm just a
The only reason
maniac.
you want to watch me drive is because you don't want to watch VOD.
We play. There's so many Elioses in here, guys. So many.
I guarantee we lose the high ground up every single time.
Hydron plays Sim like he's gay. It's crazy. Thank you.
Okay, I mean, the problem here was. You'll see it. It's pretty obvious.
It'd be cool if I could see
Are you
that.
streaming?
Bud.
You're just not streaming.
Little bro is not streaming.
I'm
Yeah, I was like,
than
I
you,
can't say.
the little bro me.
Hold on.
I mean, you can see what happens here.
I fall over very fast.
Alright, I'm looking.
No, you don't fall over. Our friendly neighborhood monkey does.
Oh yeah, I mean he just.
All right, here's the moment of truth.
I
The
missed
bandit
one
missed a
shot.
shot.
on himself. I mean me, I missed one shot, but she was dead either way. I think I missed one shot.
I start driving.
Got Brady. Hello,
Oh my
Brady.
god,
I think I
Brennan's
missed
here.
one here. I missed one, yeah.
I'm shitting right now.
And then he dies instantly.
Okay. All right, so first thing here is this comp is ass.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely, you have to play Kree. You can't play Soj, or we have to play Lucio instead of Ana. The only time we're really gonna play Soj is with Lucio Curie,
Lucio Kiriga, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
which is fine, but this whole first map is literally just Graveyard gets dove because no one is with him, which is also kind of on Bandit because half the time Bandit is just not with him. So in this comp, if you're running a shitty comp, you still have to help your Ana. You can't just let her die. So Bandit kind of has to play with you. This isn't really a great map, if we're being honest. So your boy is gonna go to map 3 because you guys win map 2.
1-1. Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I think we also decided we want to play Lucio here, which I like, but
1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
this is what we don't want to do.
Are we red or blue? I can't see names.
We're red. We're red.
One, we kind of miss a pretty free nade, but also, in reality, we probably don't want to be jumping this far this early, right?
Wait, did I miss it? I thought I hit it.
You missed.
You may have hit it. He may have cleansed it. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Don't be slandering me.
You want to try to like start poking rotations. This is not a fast comp, right? This is a pretty slow comp. If you have Lucio, it can be faster, right? If you have Lucio, this is a fine play. But the thing is, if you don't have Lucio, I think you want to play it a bit slower. Try to do a little zoning. Try to get to, like, you got some nice cooldowns here, right? But now watch kind of what happens, right? Your monkey and your tracer kind of get caught. Okay, never mind. I'm just fucking stupid. You know what? That was actually fun. I'm just fucking stupid.
Oh, there's a washing machine on the side of the road.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know Awake is not here. He might watch this. He might not. You have to play with your monkey here. And Brady, I know you're not like. I know your job isn't just to like fucking save a Kumu, but here you should really be walking towards a Kumu and not away from him. Even though you're kind of like a little bit low, if you leave him out here, he's probably gonna die.
The objective is now
He somehow, by the grace of God, does not. Why are you bubbling here, buddy?
He said he needed help.
I think he was trying to save a
He was like, I'm dying. Oh, I'm so dead. So I like walked forward and bubbled in.
Okay. I feel like bubbling to save your tracer is like not gonna work. I don't know. I feel because now you have to wait. Now you have to wait for bubble. So it's a choice, but now you have to wait. So if you go in before you have bubble again, you're throwing. Please save it. Right. This is what happens, right? I would say try to never use your bubble defensively like that. Because the minute you do, especially against Lucio Kiri, they're just going to int you. And that's exactly what they do. You use your bubble, and once it goes down, maybe even not once it goes down, but when it's about to go down, they're gonna fight you. What else did we just use?
The breeze brings the wind.
We didn't have nade because my teammate jumped in front of my nade and we had to use Bell to save cast.
Yeah, you can.
We just had all of our good cooldowns were just
Yeah,
out.
all the good cooldowns just got lost because, yeah. If that happens, a graveyard call just a back. And I kind of think it needs to be you or Bandit.
Okay.
If you see that, like, we just use defensive bubble and Suzu and nade, or sleep, just call it back, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just don't have any important cooldowns. You can't engage, you can't do anything. Again, I think we decided we like Lucio here better, and I definitely agree with that, but okay. We're back. Our core actually stayed pretty well together there, so that's pretty good. We just kind of whiffed our cooldowns, if we're being honest. But in reality, this comp is a high risk, high reward, right? Even with Lucio, it's still pretty high risk, high reward. Any kind of Ana comp is always going to be high risk, high reward. Because Ana is, like, if you could play perfect Overwatch, Ana's probably pretty bad. Because she, like, the monkey just jumped, they just enter, and she's dead. But if you can hit these really nice cooldowns, you can win pretty easily. I like this nano a lot. What is Awaken doing here? Nice. Okay. Great nano. Nice cleanse. See, this is what you're trying to look for. Right? If you're playing into this sort of rush Winston comp when you're playing the Ana, this is what you want. You want to dive in their backline and you want them to be split. You see how they're really fucking split?
Mm-hmm.
How their monkey and their tracer are in? That's actually pretty good. The problem here is that Absolute and Graveyard are now splitting. The problem, yeah, that can't happen. Nice. Oh, Bandit. Heal your Ana.
It was kind of a lucky that Abso naded the Winston as soon as I slept him, so he just woke up instantly.
Yeah. Absolute, assume that the sleep is gonna come in. So just wait like a second before you start, especially before you throw your nade, right? You can shoot, but especially before you throw nade, because if the nade is stuck and he's sleeping, it will then go off and he'll wake up, right?
Yeah.
So Just be careful with that. And again, you can see Bandit misses the heal on Graveyard. Pretty unfortunate. But also, Core, you get split again, right? There needs to be some kind of call here to back this way and not this way. Obviously, it's not going to save Graveyard, probably. But if we have a Kree here, instead of just a Kiri, that Lucio can't do what he's just doing, right? He's just dead. Absolute just needs to hit like 2 body shots on a in-air Lucio, and I'm pretty sure Absolute can do that. Right, so again, Core, you gotta stay together and make sure you're not hard splitting, like what just happened. Well, at least you're Kree hard splitter from your sports, and obviously Bandit, heal your Ana. Here's what I'd say for supports in this kind of fight. Your job is not to shoot the enemy. Your job is to make sure your other support doesn't die. I saw this in an Owl game, and I can't remember which game it was. I'm pretty sure it was on Blizzard World, but there was a Kiri like here and an Ana here, and they were backing up because the Winston's over here. And the Kiriko has her back turned to the Winston and is just hard healing the Ana, and they're just walking away, right? The Winston can't do anything if you do that, right? You don't lose people here if you do that, right? Obviously, you can't hard heal each other because you have to heal your Kree, but you want to try to walk up together and then perma heal each other so you're not dying, right? Right. Graveyard, or Bandit, you should be looking at Graveyard, not looking in front. That's the biggest part of this comp. Is to keep the backline alive, you have to just look at each other. I can't hear you, Bandit, if you're speaking, by the way.
Yes, coach.
Okay, okay, alright. But Tracer and Winston, that's a really good dive. So.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why'd you set your time skipping to 12 seconds? It's just an interesting number. Just kinda curious.
It's a slide bar, so I just slide it to as close to 10 as I can.
Okay, I was
I
curious.
just don't really care that
12
much.
seconds was.
Yeah. Your Kree can't die here. Okay, yeah, this is another miscommunication. I need us, no matter what, to play to have your Kree live here. I don't know what kind of comm needs to happen. I mean, the comm is obviously either all go point or all fight Tracer. I like all go point. I think that's a fine comm. But it needs to be spoken out loud. And if it was, then absolutely you need to follow it, right? Because even if you get this kill, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna die. And you do get the kill, which is nice, but she spawns faster and will then get to the point faster. Right, and so now they're able to take this fight, obviously because your Ana is, oh, and Kiri aren't back as well, but I don't know, I don't like that Awaken at all. I know you're not here, but it doesn't. Like, your team's not in. The max this will do is for Suzu, which is not bad, but in reality, your team is not in a position to actually follow up on a use of Suzu because your Kree's in spawn. So even if she does Suzu here, they can just dive and your supports are dead because your Kree's dead. Okay, I like what you're doing here, Brady. Obviously, fighting the OC is very good. I don't know about this. This rush is definitely creative.
Eyes open. Like a
Sorry.
Not necessarily creative in a bad way. Just a little bit.
now.
Okay, yeah, no, you can't do that. Yeah, no. That's not against this comp. The only time you can do that is against like I don't even know. No comp unless you're playing against like Zen.
Brawl.
Yeah, but not even. You shouldn't be inting because then you're just gonna die to a run. You can't do that. That's just a rush engage is fine. What you want to do for the rush engage? The OC is being blocked. Do it from here, right? Peek from here. Put it down here, right? You can't TP in and throw the Q. It's just not. Even if you win this fight, it's not a good play, right? Because you become
Yes,
wildly
Joe.
out of position. And then again, look at our backline, right? You can't win this comp. This comp, unless you out-ult them in a fight, you cannot win in this comp if your backline is split. Your frontline is doing a better job at engaging at the right times and following nades and hitting together, but backline, if you don't stick together, it will be for naught.
Yeah, it's kind of like pre-fight. We're all together, and then as soon as the fight happens, we all just like disperse
You all
everywhere.
just, yeah, I don't know why, but you do. Here, we can maybe look at some pathing here. Obviously, bandit ints, but let's look at you two. Okay, first, yeah, this is fine. Once you see the beat, you need to start backing up.
Yeah.
Where's our friend? Absolute perfect. Oh my god, all three of you on the screen at the same time.
Then what happened?
Wait, what happens?
I don't know how.
I don't know how Bandit
I don't know
gets
how
away
Bandit got
from
that
this.
point. I missed my
that's
sleep, which is
so
a bad miss.
sad.
It's a very sad
Yeah,
moment.
I mean, that's like you hit that, you win the fight. If you don't, it's
Over, yeah.
not over.
Oh
if you're-
yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I had called, I'm leaving, and TP out.
Don't ever call that. That is always,
I'm
essentially
leaving.
always the wrong play.
It's the best call I've heard in my life. I'm leaving.
If your call is I'm leaving, the only time you can do that is if you know for a fact there's no way you can save your supports, which isn't true here, and that you could save someone you're TPing to. Which essentially happens never. So, yeah, again, you just can't do that. And your crew just dies because no one can look at him. At this point,
Sorry,
you're just
Jay.
looking for stall, so don't plan the point together. That nade actually almost hit something.
Yeah.
This is scary, absolute.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah, you can't push that far out.
Eerie diff.
Yeah, that's a.
That
I
was
mean,
look at that shot. That was a good shot.
it's a fine play, especially with Kiri, but it is a little crazy.
Now Absol walks the legs. He's coming back, boys.
Yeah. I didn't realize how you died last time. This makes this legs pick even worse, Absolute. Because the only reason you died wasn't because the team or the character failed, it was because you just overextended. Right? So, just stay casts. It's so much better. The reason that it's so much better is
I actually want
that
to hear this.
there is higher potential for zoning flankers.
Huh?
You 3-shot You kill people faster.
Are you sure?
Yes, objective.
Yes.
You kill people faster.
Okay.
You think
I mean, like-
Soldier kills people faster than Kree?
I mean, it depends.
I don't think it depends.
I
It
mean, yeah.
depends. It depends.
Of the same skill, do you
If there's
think
like a tracer?
Soldier? Yeah.
If you have a Helix rocket, yeah.
Well, okay.
But grenade does the same thing, no?
So
I
does
mean, if they're
Headshot.
right next to you, then
Then Headshot.
I think
Click
cast
is-
definitely. But like
But even at mid range, it still should be better.
at mid range, no. Soldier's way better at mid range.
Also, in terms
No.
of ult,
The
what are you ever gonna do
the problem is that with Soldier, you get a lot of
Uh-huh.
damage. You don't get any kills. Obviously, you're gonna get kills, but you're not getting kills. The thing with Cass is, I don't need you to do 1,000 damage and get 1 kill. I need you to do 600 damage and get 4. Right? It's about the damage that Cass
The
does
burst
with
damage?
each shot. Yeah, it's the burst damage that I
Okay.
need. It's not. I don't need you to do 1,000 damage and put down your heal, right? Because the heal honestly doesn't really mean anything. It's the idea that
I mean, I
you're
literally
sitting
was
there-
not doing anything. Like
You-
on cast, I just needed something to change.
like
Like on my end, like I just could not do anything the whole game. I mean, this whole map.
Here's why. Because your supports are splitting from you and you're splitting from your supports, right? If you sit together with your supports, you're fine.
Okay.
You're not dying in the beginnings of fights, right? You're dying
Uh-huh.
once you guys split. So a lot of it's the splitting, but once you go Soldier, the splitting doesn't matter because you're on Soldier. And,
That's kind of the point.
no. Your supports just die, is what I'm saying. Like
'Cause you can't help
Cass
it.
is there because the threat of the grenade and just the threat. I think the best way to say why Cass is better than Soldier is
It's scarier.
the threat of Cass is way more than Soldier. If I'm a flanker and I see a McCree, I'm a little bit more scared than if I see a Soldier. It's like, oh, it's just a fucking
Okay.
Soldier, right? McCree has 2 abilities that get you to 1 body shot. Right? Does Kree headshot plus body shot kill?
yeah.
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 And so does grenade body shot, right? So he can do 2 things, and he has roll, which makes him 50% take 50% less damage while he's in roll. Obviously not the best ability, but it also reloads your gun.
You can
And
also
Fan the
survive
Hammer
pulse
is
with it.
highly underrated, especially on Winston's. And to
You can
bring
also
bullet.
survive pulse with roll for some reason. Very silly interaction.
I have never seen that, but
No, you
maybe.
can do it. If you time it right, you can survive pulse with roll.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay, so right, so you see, but like, Soldier is okay. The only meta Soldier is good in is I am Soldier. I am alone on the high ground, 50 miles away from you, and I'm just gonna poke you to death. Right? We need Cass here,
Okay.
and we need our supports to stay with you, and we need you to stay with our supports. So it's not. I don't think you were doing terrible on Cass. I think it was that we weren't playing the comp particularly well, and so we ended up kind of getting shit on. And I mean, granted, there's not a lot you can do. Graveyard's coming back. They just rush engage on you, and you don't have any ults. This is the last fight, so I think that's obviously not the best, but it's not unexpected. So I think in general, especially that last map, you just, as a core, you need to commit to staying together, and you need to calm and talk about it. Because a lot of the times, all I hear is Awaken and Bredy. And Cohen going, I'm looking for nade! Right? I'm looking for nade! That's all I hear from our supports and our casts. Right? I just need us to speak more, ping where you want to go, right? Cohen, you are the leader of this core. I need you to be very vocal about where you want to go, and then I need everyone else to follow you.
Okay.
And I need to know when you're backing up, and I need to know when you're pressing forward, and I need to know when you're about to nade. I need to know I'm sleeping the monkey, right? Things like that. I need you to be a lot more vocal, and then people around him, I need you to listen to it. He's the one who's taking the responsibility of being vocal, right? So I need you guys to listen to what he has to say and do it. I think that was the biggest thing from the Helios. The first point, you were just playing a terrible comp, and the second round you won, right? Playing this comp, and it looked a lot better. I think something happened here where our supports just kind of fell apart, and I think it may have been a little bit of the Lucio instead of the Kiri, or the Kiri instead of the Lucio. But I think it also can just be fixed if Cohen is a little bit more vocal and we actually listen to what he has to say. That's all I got.
Okay.